Skarushkin. Yo, what's going on, guys? I had 2 Y2K logo requests and I thought I'd record the process of me creating it and share it with you guys. Today's video is sponsored by CorelDRAW, so thank you so much for the sponsorship. So I've downloaded CorelDRAW. It was a quick download. I quickly set up my preferences, and once I got in, I was glad to see that the interface was very similar to Photoshop and Illustrator, so it wasn't going to be a huge learning curve for me. And I'm going to have a go at making these 2 logos live with you guys today. So the first one is this modern Y2K goat logo for an esports team, which I made in different color variations, and an app symbol because he wanted that too. The second one is hawk. What I love about this one is how the letters turn into the other letters. So H becomes the A becomes the W becomes the K. Then a little symbol underneath to represent a hawk. So crack open a new document inside of CorelDRAW, pick your resolution. This won't really matter because it's an SVG software, so you can scale it up later. Using the text tool, I've typed out hawk. I'll leave a link to the font that I'm using in the description. It's called Berrie. When you're adjusting the text, you'll see in the bottom right corner is 2 little lines, and if you slide this, the letters will begin to connect with each other. You want to get it absolutely perfect so that no letters stick out. If it's slightly off, you'll notice it, but because of the consistency of the shape in this font, when you get it just right, all the letters will connect. And then I played around using the pen tool, which you can find on the toolbar on the left. If you can't see the pen tool, you have to click in the bottom right corner of the box and it will open up more tools. And then I just spent a while trying different shapes. As you can see, I went through quite a lot of different ideas until I got the last one. Once I'd created my simple shape, I went into window, dockers, and then corners. Using the fillet corner tool, I could change the radius and it will add a subtle curvy corner to the shape so it's not too sharp, as I think that would complement the text more because obviously the text is very fluid. Let me know what you think of this logo. This is only a quick tutorial because it was pretty easy to make, and on screen now you can see there's lots of examples for how this would look really cool with loads of different words or brand names. It won't work with all of them, but give it a go. It might work for yours. On to the next project. He wanted a goat logo for an esports team with text and a symbol. He wanted it to be professional yet playful, and he wanted to see it in multiple colors. So I created a new document once again, typed out goat, and I started searching for a font. In the end, I chose Strider. I don't know exactly how to say that, but once again, the font will be in the description if you want to check it out. The first thing I did is I wanted to put a stroke onto it. If you don't see your character area, press Ctrl+C and your text character box will pop up. And then by pressing these 3 dots next to the stroke option, it'll pull up an outline pen box with more options. And in here, you can choose your type of corner. So you can have sharp edges or curved edges. I personally liked the sharp edges on this. I think it gives it a striking finish and really suits the font that I've used. And now the primary goal is to create a goat. Once again, I click on the pen tool. If it's not there, click the dot, click the arrow at the bottom right corner and find the pen tool. Now this was my first time trying to do a complex pen tool image, vector symbol, whatever, inside of Corel. So there was a lot of going back and forth, learning about the shift and the alt clicking on the anchor points in order to cancel the direction, because otherwise it tries to force your next click into a certain position. But once I had that figured out, I fell in love with the Corel pen tool. I really like it. Spent a while trying to get this right, fixing up the ear and the horn. And once I had something that I liked, I went to the color panel on the right. As you can see, there's a lovely color panel. I selected white so that when I drag the goat over the O in the letter, I can still see the goat. I wanted to remove the stroke. And then I horizontally stretched it so that it would fit within the O a little bit better. From here, I began to work zoomed into the letter so that I could start to make the symbol look like it really fitted. I spent a while doing this, and the final goat looked completely different to the first one that I did. I made the chin a straight line and I made the horn go all the way back over his head. Now it is time to create an eye. I knew I wanted the eye to be small and I wanted it to be a little bit evil because the energy in this goat logo is all very sharp angles and slanted. I feel like we wanted a bit of an angry goat instead of a happy goat. So I did the stereotypical cartoon evil slanted eye. And this time I made it black by clicking on the black box on the right and I dragged it straight onto the goat, made it smaller. and straight away I thought it looked really cool. I'm gonna pop up on screen now the final variations and what I sent to the client, who once again was satisfied. If any of you guys have a project you'd like me to work on, hit me up and you might be in the next video. But before I hang up the phone, Corel has a new and improved AI built into the software. At the top where you see AI generate, you can either create a brand new image or remix one. I want to remix one, so I'm uploading this goat logo that we made and I'm going to give a prompt. I've asked for 4 variations of the logo that I've already created in the same style, just to see if it can come up with a better idea or inspire the logo further. You can pick the AI model. I'm going to try Flux. I'm leaving all of the other style effects the same and I'm going to press generate. Now this is absolutely crazy what it gave me. It kept the style very, very similar and even integrated the text. I'm going to try again, but this time I'm going to ask it to create a cat instead of a goat. So the same style, but changing the animal and the text. This is absolutely mind-blowing what it's just created. It's reimagined our style of logo, but with a cat. I think the nano banana ones are the best. I generated it for a cat and for a lizard, whereas the Flux ones, you can see they're a little bit glitchy. So maybe Flux is better for images and nano banana is currently better for logos. That's a mind-blowing little feature that I wanted to mention is inside of Corel before I sign out. Stay tuned, because down the line I might make a whole video on this feature and explore the depth of what it can really do. Using Corel AI, you can also turn these logos back into SVGs. Overall, I've really enjoyed using Corel today. It was all very easy to pick up. The pen tool specifically stood out a lot to me. The SVG anchor points, how easy it is to learn, and how much easier it makes creating quality logos. So CorelDRAW is definitely something to consider when you're deciding what program to use. It's a one-time payment instead of a monthly or an annual service, which I think is quite nice. I'll leave my affiliate link down in the description so you can check them out. And if anybody needs any graphic design work or wants to be featured in one of my videos, hit me up. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you CorelDRAW for the sponsorship. And until my next video, guys, God bless all of you. Hope you're staying safe and hydrated. Wiggly wiggly woo.